Hi everyone, it's Lucy from My Crazy Craft Life, and I'm here today with the design team post for Scrapping for Less. Today I'm going to be making this fun fold card. It's super simple. It's a little different than normal fun fold cards because it's really just two card bases put together. So this piece is 6 7/8 inches by 5.5, and you're going to score it at 4 1/4. I actually scored it at the wrong place. That's what you see me doing there the first time. But you're going to score it at 4 1/4, so it's pretty much the same as making a regular card. Then you're going to take the next piece that is 3.5 inches by 7 inches and score it at 3.5 inches. That's going to give you a 3.5 inch square card base. And that's it. That's all the scoring you need. You're just going to adhere that square card base down to the bottom of the other card base, the first card base. So I'm just going to pick out my papers, and what you'll need to make it like this is one piece that's 4 by 5 1/4, same as normal for a regular A2 size card. You're going to need 2 strips that are 1 7/8 inches by 5 1/4. So those are going to be the 2 strips that are going to go on the panel. You're going to have a 3 1/4 inch square, and then a 2 3/4 inch square that you're going to cut out. And then the sentiment strip that I have on here is 3 inches by 3/4 of an inch. I picked the stamp set that I was going to use, so most of the paper were from that Country Road collection, but I did use the one piece from the set with the girl with the scooter, the lady with the scooter, and that's the stamp set that I'm going to use. So I picked some heavy cardstock to stamp the image of the girl, and then I just used one of the papers that I cut down for the sentiment that kind of matched the rest of the papers that were part of this. Now, I did end up losing some footage on this, so I'm going to kind of show you how to adhere the card kind of after the fact, because I lost some footage from when I first started adhering it. I don't know what happened, why it was corrupt. So I used Memento Tuxedo Black ink to stamp the image that I'm going to color with some Copics, and I used VersaFine Black Onyx to stamp the sentiment. So those are the colors that I used for coloring the image of the girl on the scooter. And this isn't real fancy coloring by any stretch. It's just real simple coloring, a little bit of shading to go through. I do like the red scooters, and I think the red goes well with the papers. And then I used yellow for the accent for her belt, her shoes, or her boots, and her scarf, because I thought that was cute to go along with the yellow that's in the papers. And I really love this paper. I really had a hard time deciding on which side I wanted to use and what I wanted to do. I know I've been making a lot of fun fold cards lately. Those are really some of my favorites to make, and interactive cards and fun folds. But this one, I promise, is super easy because you are literally just making 2 card bases and adhering them together. And I think it turns out to be a really fun card. Now, at the very end, if you want, you can stick a piece of, or not a piece of, a glue dot, or some people have even used magnets. They use these really thin magnets and slide them between the papers, the decorative papers, but I just didn't think it was all that serious. I decided that I would just throw a glue dot on there for this one. But to be honest, if I was mailing it out to somebody, I probably wouldn't even do that, because they're going to open it. They'll probably keep it kind of open, so if they keep it. So that will be, I mean, that's just, I probably, like I said, it was easier to photograph with the glue dot. But if that's, like I said, a concern, you certainly can do that. And then here's the red for the scooters. Like I said, I like my little red scooter, and I think it goes well. I do end up cutting down the piece so that you won't be able to see it. So whatever you decide to stick on the inside of a card like this, since there is a portion of it that's not there, you do want to make sure that you have something that's going to be able to fit within whatever size card you make. This particular one is 3.5 inches, so it can't be larger than that because it's going to have to fit, within that space so that you don't really see it when you close the card, especially if you're decorating the rest of it. And I think this has so many options that you can do and decorate it. So this is where I lost the footage. So I'm going to show you here. So you take the card base and you adhere that first. Then you're going to take that pattern paper over it. And that's really it. But you want to leave that edge so that you have that border about 1/4 or 1/8 of an inch around the edge so that you have that border still. And then that's really it. Then you're just going to glue on all of the other pieces. The piece for the inside, the piece for the inside little flap, and then the piece on the outside of the little flap. And then the other card, you just layer that up. And then you can pop the sentiment on there. Like I said, I just fishtailed the ends. I did pop this up with some foam tape, and that's really all for that. I used the crocodile, like I said, to cut after I cut the image down to just a square. There I was going back with my blender marker just because I had a little bit that came out, and the blender marker works really well to hide any little mistakes that you make with the Copic, with the alcohol markers, and you just kind of push it back towards the color to get it away from the edge, because that's what I needed it to do. So I just was deciding on where I wanted to stick that. I decided I wanted to have that airmail still stick out. You see she hides in there perfectly. And then that opposite side is where you can write on. So you can still send your little note with the writing on there, and it's just like kind of the perfect size card. Or you can even do the other side with this strip. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, this is a super fun, easy, fun fold card. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and if you stick around at the end here for a little bit, you will check out some other videos. So thanks for joining me. I hope everyone stays safe and take care. Bye-bye.